What's going on, Johnny Nation? Welcome to episode 160 of the Eye of the Storm podcast. My name is David Barov, and as we work through the days of summer, we're all anxiously counting down the days until opening night. And while we don't want to rush through summer after a very active portal season, Johnny fans are yearning for the excitement of the season that is on the horizon. Major transfer additions like Ian Jackson and Bryce Hopkins have built the hype, and St. John's is poised to come into the season as a top 10 ranked team. And all eyes will be on the boys from Queens. So yes, while the transfers have built the hype, there is nobody that has helped stabilize everything that has happened around the team, like who I'm joined today. The St. John's captain, the cornerstone of St. John's basketball, a first-team All-Big East member, the most improved player in the Big East, and an absolute fan favorite going into his third season and final season with St. John's. Welcome to the podcast. It's a long time coming. Zuby, Ejiofor.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Really blessed to be here.
Zuby, what's going on here in Vegas right now, getting ready for the season, just checking the temperature. I mean, what are you feeling right now? We're still about 150 days before the season starts, but what is the off-season feeling like for you right now as we're about a week or two away from you getting on campus for summer workouts?
Really just, just building on from, last year, just improving on in different sorts of areas that I could have done better at, last season. And that's what I'm here for. That's what the off season is for. So I'm here in Vegas for about a week, just getting pro workouts in and just training like a pro basically. And just trying to just improve my game in all aspects.
We'll get to all that specifically later on in the show. Zuby, you've got one of the most fascinating stories in regards to how we got to this point now. Take me back to when, Garland, Texas, to Nigeria, back to Texas. I mean, what was the journey like? What was the journey like to leave, come back? And, you've been very open about your family, your extended family. A lot of people don't know, we started to see a little bit of that in the docu-series this year, but your family has been a mainstay for you in your life and in this journey. I mean, just take us to what it was like kind of as an early kid going home, then changing homes, and then trying to establish yourself in Texas again.
Oh yeah, just my early years. I can't remember exactly how long I was, out of the state, but I was born here, and then probably for 3 4 years, I went back to Nigeria, and then we lived there for a little while. Then I came back to the States, and then after that, that's where we lived for the most part, and then each time here and there we would just go back to Nigeria for like a week or so and just hang around the family anything like that. But yeah, it's just been a roller coaster ride, honestly, and I'm just really blessed. My mom just moved our entire family and just saw this as a opportunity just kind of branch out and see the things that we like to do. And me, not just myself, but me and my brothers included, just found the game of basketball and we just fell in love with it, and here I am.
Yeah, I've gotten to know some of your family, some of your extended family over the last few years, and they've been around for so long. And that story of family has been a focal point of Pitino Red Storm Rising, the docu-series that aired during this series, during the season. We got to see Andy and Sheena, the entire Vilichek family with you in the city. I mean, what do they mean to you traveling all the time, Texas to New York to road games in the Bahamas, making matching floral t-shirts in the Bahamas? And shout out to your family that got me and my wife one. I was going to wear it for the podcast, but we left it in the closet. But the entire family that has been supporting you and being your support system stateside, what do they mean to you? What have their roles been in helping you navigate life as a kid from about sixth grade to now? And, we've seen the videos of you shooting in the driveway over rakes held by Andy. And I've seen you go one on one with your brothers. I've seen the one on ones with Andy. When you think back to being that young kid to now and all that guidance and tough love and support? I mean, what do they mean to you throughout all this?
They mean a lot. Obviously, they've I've gotten to know them for about 8 years or so now. And it's been nothing but love. The our relationship has took a pivotal point, especially since that first year that we met. And now I just see them as my parents, and they're extended part of my family for life. They're taking care of me. They've done everything they could possibly do to just mold a kid and mold me and shape me into the person I am today. So I really just really want to thank them for everything they've done. Like I said, I really can't really imagine life without them right now. Like I said again, an extended part of my family. They uh, it's pretty cool. I have my intermediate family and then them, and they just just they're both just combined into one just family, just taking care of each other and just loving on each other as a family should do. So yeah, without them, I really don't know where my life would be. Coach Andy, my pops, took me on a lot of rides to Houston and back, and just flying out to Vegas and to get a workout in. And my mom, she's taken care of me, ever since we've met. So it's just a beautiful thing. I really just appreciate them for everything they've done for me in my life so far, and I'm just really excited for what we got next.
Coach Andy basically said that he saw you, skinny, tall kid, and was like, all right, I'm gonna bring him onto my team. What is Coach Andy like as a coach, and how do you compare him to Rick Pitino?
They're not at the same level at all.
I don't know. Andy
He's
sometimes
he's,
thinks he
he's
might
really
be.
big headed. I was gonna say that he's really big headed. He really thinks he knows exactly the way Coach Pitino thinks. But he's a real basketball head. He's a
Yeah.
basketball junkie. I give him credit. He knows a lot about the game. He's been watching ever since he's came into the States as well. So um, he taught me a lot. You obviously seen the rake videos. He's the one person who actually took the chance on me. And just it's just seeing me said I was a little clumsy. I guess I'm a agree with him. But we just worked on a lot. We worked on shooting ever since we met. Worked on my hands, just a lot of things. Just the IQ, everything. Just that just partakes to the game of basketball. He taught me in my my early years, and then he when we went to high school and I got more training as we moved along. But I really appreciate him because like I said, man, he really took a chance on me. He didn't know too much, but he just knew. He just saw opportunity for me to just make my dreams happen. And I'm over here playing in New York City, man, playing D1 basketball in New York, and I got the opportunity to hoist trophies here, and I got one more year left, so I'm really excited.
You never shy talk about both families and the reason why you're doing this, your why. You told Sean L. Scott and Ty Grant on their pod that your hope was to make sure that you did all this and that your mom could come to more games this year. And it sounds like that's going to be happening. But one thing you did a bunch when your family would come to see games this year is you're not going out to party with like the fellas or anything. You go out and get ice cream with your 9 year old niece. You drop 28 and 13 on Kansas State, and instead of celebrating, you're off to Baskin Robbins. So the fans want to know what's the go to flavor? And on a more basketball level, what's the mindset in somebody that, just playing for their family and playing, for something bigger than themselves in this journey?
Uh, I'm gonna answer your first question. Go-to flavor is really basic. Cookies and cream, vanilla. Those are about it.
All right, Baskin Robbins, hit me up for that NIL deal. We'll work that out.
Hey, okay. But everybody has a why, and my why is, literally for my family. Like you said, man, it's really just bigger than myself. I play for my family. I play for just my future in general. Everybody has I have a pretty tight knit circle. Not a lot of people in my circle. I just play for them, and that's why I go 100% every time because I know that I just think about the future. I know that if I could do this, especially playing the game that I love, just playing basketball, that I could create my really opportunity, set a foundation for the rest of my family, and just build on and just create a future where my mom doesn't have to work a lot, just to be able to survive, and and yeah, like I said, man, I just do it for them.
Let's get to the basketball stuff. You commit to Kansas out of high school, but there was a lot of schools after you. You were almost a Longhorn for a hot second because of Shaka Smart, but then he gets fired and you end up a Jayhawk. But how did you get to St. John's? Because I know leaving Bill Self and Kansas wasn't an easy decision for you, and you didn't really want to leave, right?
Yeah, 100%. I really, when you go to Kansas, there's not a lot of people that, just go to Kansas, especially after the first year and, decide to leave. But I just had some real, the discussions, especially with my family about, about my future and what that looks like. And I felt like we all felt like we had to take a different approach in where we're going to go and succeed and really just have an opportunity to play. That's all I've been looking for. I've been searching for opportunity and I was just really blessed to, find myself here at St. John's and under Coach Pitino, and especially that first year where kind of a learning process and getting Joel Soriano to kind of just guide me and show me how it is to be a leader and things of that nature. But like I said, man, it wasn't a easy decision at all. I was getting too comfortable, especially at Kansas, and I wanted to go somewhere where I could be a little bit uncomfortable. I didn't really see. I didn't really think about what would happen when I do go in the portal. That was my main thing when I got in the portal. I was kind of confused about man, how many who's gonna have an interest in me. I didn't do a lot my freshman year, so I got a couple of interest, and like I said, man, we found myself here at St. John's, and Coach Pitino and the rest of the staff have done a really great job. Not just on me, but for the rest of my teammates as well. But as for me, just making me grow not only as a player but as a person, as a leader. And I stand in front of you today, and I'm really just blessed to for where I am.
You remember that workout with Rick Pitino on your recruiting visit because afterwards he said, "You're not allowed to leave. I can't let you leave." He knew what kind of player you would be and that you would fit his system right then and there. Did you know the workout was going that well to the point where you made such an impactful impression on the Hall of Fame coach? And why do you think you made such a great first impression?
I would say I shot the ball pretty decent. Um, I he told me himself. He has no film of me shooting the ball because at Kansas I had a role. I stuck to that role of just being a pick and roll guy and never a pick and pop. I didn't take any 3-point shots in Kansas. So he was pretty impressed. He was pretty stunned to for that I shot the ball as well as I did. But I didn't know it was kind of like a test to see if he wanted me or uh if I made the team, I would say. But yeah, it wasn't really a pressure moment for me. I just stick to my principles. I just went in there and I shot the ball with confidence, and that's all it takes for me, especially just shooting the ball with confidence and just knowing that you put a whole lot of hours into your craft and into what you do. So it just became natural for me to shoot the ball as well as I did, and I was really, just blessed. Of course, my pops was the one who kind of uh, set the whole what let's work out, in front of Coach Pitino to see what he thinks, and here we are.
The rest is history, as they say.
Yeah.
You've now played for Coach Patino and Coach Bill Self. They know each other. They have a long history. And according to a source, they were at a Final Four party in St. Louis the night before Louisville played Illinois. Coach Patino basically had someone play a prank on Bill Self and give him a beer, and somebody like basically shook it up beforehand, and Self opens it up, sprays everywhere, and he's soaked and he's pissed. And meanwhile, Patino's on the other side of the room laughing. Zuby, how would you compare the two Hall of Fame legendary coaches that you've gotten to spend time with in the sense of style and how they are on the court and practice?
Just two great coaches. They lead by their voice, and as all great, great coaches do. They just want the absolute best, out of everybody, and they hold everybody, accountable. It doesn't matter if you're a first year guy or fourth year guy. They hold every single person on the team accountable, and they just want the best, and they're all winners. Obviously, they've all won. They both won at the highest levels, and they've been doing this for a little while. So they know exactly what it takes to be a champion, as they both have. And so I just got, especially my first year in Kansas, it was just a learning process for me. Just grabbing his wisdom, just being a sponge, just learning the whole process of what it takes to be a collegiate player, and how to be successful at this level. And here, Coach Pitino does the same thing. Just a really successful, person. Just learned a lot. He taught me how to be a leader, not just by example, but be a more of a vocal leader, as well as I was this past year. So I was able to experience success here at St. John's. Like I said, we brought championships that wasn't here in 25 years or so. So I'm really excited for this last year. Again, I know I have a lot more room to grow. So I'm just having that one final year with Coach Pitino will do a lot for me.
You mentioned it earlier. Your first year at St. John's, you backed up another St. John's captain in Joel Soriano. Joel would go on to play in the G League with the Hornets, now has a contract in Spain with Valencia, one of the great teams. What are some of the things that you learned from Joel Soriano that helped you have such an impactful second year at St. John's?
Well, he taught me, especially when I got here, I wasn't, especially in the post, I was missing a lot more shots than I should have. So he would spend some time with me, and I love him for that. He spent some time with me, just show me the ropes of some of his moves and his counter moves in the post area as well. And obviously, he taught me a lot. Just how to be a leader, just coming in and just working on your craft. It was his first year with Coach Pitino, so it was mine as well. So we was just both learning, his system, and just learning him, Coach Pitino, as a person as well. Because when you understand him as a person, it's a lot more easier for you, especially on the court. So, he taught me a lot, and I really appreciate him for just taking me under his wing. I was a guy, coming in from a small town city in Lawrence, Kansas, to a big city in New York. So it was just like I said again, a learning process for me, and just to have somebody you like Joel and Danis and some of the other guys as well, made it a lot more easier for me.
Moment St. John's fans won't forget, and you probably won't either, that Baylor game in the Bahamas last season. Double OT, Jeremy Roach hits the three at the buzzer. You have 22 points, 10 rebounds, five blocks, but I'm sure the only two things you remember are the loss and the missed free throws. Take me back to that game. What was it like playing them, the wild sequence of events, the emotional toll afterwards? Because I know you were beating yourself up pretty bad.
Yeah, and absolutely. It was tough. It wasn't. It wasn't easy at all. I didn't know how many points or rebounds I had. At that point, that wasn't what I was thinking about. It was a big time matchup between two great teams, two great coaches. And the only thing I was really thinking about, is just getting out of this game with a win, as we all wanted to. Everybody in that arena, every fan, Johnny's fan, wanted that win as bad as as we did as well. So, yeah, I was beating myself up. And, it was a tough moment. Obviously, if I had made, both the free throws, we win the game easily. So, it was tough. I ended up missing both free throws, and Jeremy, Roach came down and hit a really tough, 3-point shot, and I was pretty emotional after that. Don't look it up. I was pretty emotional, but
And we
uh,
saw it. I don't want to watch it again.
yeah, but it was a tough moment for me and my family. But I just I got a lot of wisdom from people around me, especially my family, that consoled me as well. So I was able to just move on to the next game and just leave the past in the past. And
Yeah.
we played a really good Virginia team, and we were able to come out to win. So, and
But you
the
come
best
out, you
part,
come out on the floor. I think it's what you're about to say. You come out on the
yeah.
floor, and the fans we're in the stands and we're chanting for you. I mean, I think we knew how personally you took that game. The fans obviously upset at the outcome too, but we knew the situations with the ref and the clock at that point by the second game, and we knew obviously how hard you took it. I mean, everybody saw you emotional after the game, and everybody trying to pick you up, but the fans. And I was there when we were all talking about, hey, we got to do this for Zuby. I was right there in the middle of it. I hope you understand that that was done out of so much love for you and the kind of player and character that you have and how much you represent St. John's. And that was, a few games into the season. So that was a moment that I know a lot of people kind of took notice. National media picked up on it. Coach Pitino loved it. But for you, I mean, what did that mean for all the fans just to say, hey, we're not going to let our guy down and we're going to be there to pick him up?
I was really appreciative. Obviously, um, they could have took a different approach, especially it was early in the season, like you said, it was pretty early in the season. So for them to just really show me that amount of love after a really tough game, I wanted it as bad as as they all did. But I just came on the court, and everybody was chanting my name, and I couldn't keep my smiling. I'm always smiling, obviously, but I couldn't keep it in. I grinned, and my teammates as well, just chant my name, and then we just started getting the zoo chants and everything like that. So it was a really special, surreal moment for me, something that I can never forget, obviously. But it just shows a lot about just Johnny's nation and their character, and how they never just bash a player just for a couple missed free throws or that decides a game, even in that magnitude. So I'm really appreciative, like I said, and that's something that I'm really going to remember for a while. And I'm really excited that I got one more go around with them.
Did the Providence game winner feel like a bit of redemption for the disappointment of Baylor? Kind of like a yin and yang situation.
I wouldn't say that I was thinking about the Baylor game after that buzzer beater, but it was another surreal moment for me. That was my first career buzzer beater, and it was right before we had a Christmas break, so that made it two times as special. So especially with us being down 15, and everybody knows the infamous Coach Pitino speech at halftime. So we had to pull out with a win in that game, and I was really excited that I was the one that kind of put the ball in the basket to essentially win the game.
I've had all the assistant coaches on this podcast. Everyone who has ever talked about you since day one talks about the motor. You never stop. You outwork everyone on the court. When I asked Coach Bob Walsh recently how you're going to usher in the new teammates and tell them what's expected of them here, how you succeed under Rick Pitino, Coach Walsh said, you're not going to have to say anything. You're going to show them on the court. Do you agree with that? And now that you're more seasoned here, do you feel like you can have those sit downs with the new guys and be like, listen, here's what's expected. This is what to look for from Coach P. Because I remember Danis Jenkins was on this podcast and said, a lot of Coach P's message and what's behind it is not how he's saying it, but it's what he's saying, which can come off a certain way. You don't take it personally. If are you kind of in that position now where you feel like kind of like the big bro, like you've got that experience to be like Danis and Sadiku, guys who can tell the new guys, this is how we do things. Here's what to look for.
Absolutely. This is gonna be my third year under Coach Pitino, so I know a lot about him, obviously, as a coach, as a person, and we're kind of just setting a standard here at St. John's. A culture, a winning culture. So uh, there's not a lot to be said. I feel like the guys are here for a reason. They all want to win. And I feel like they all could bring something to the table that's gonna bring us a lot of victories and championships here at St. John's. So it's going to be a really special year. So, but like you said, I wouldn't say like a big bro moment, but I'm one of them. I feel like any of them could just be a leader in some in some sort, just be vocal, and I think it will be really better and really good for the rest of our team. If everybody's vocal, but me, having a guy, that's have the 3 year experience, and I'm really glad that I have Sadiku to my side as well. Guys that have 3 years, experience with Coach Pitino. We're just gonna, just sit down and have a little subtle conversation. Not say a lot of work, too much, but just let the fellas know exactly what Coach Pitino expects. What are the expectations for this team, especially this final year with me and some of the other guys as well. What are the expectations here? We all want to win. There are no egos on this team because with an ego, you can never be successful. So everybody's here for one main goal and winning, and just creating that culture and setting the precedent here at St. John's for ourselves, for the fans, and yeah, just have one more go around for a national championship.
Which buzzer beater is your favorite? The one against Providence on the road that left me with my jaw on the floor in the stands, or the one against Marquette that sent me screaming around my house like a lunatic when you hit the Steph Curry go to sleep on the Wisconsin crowd?
Marquette was definitely my favorite. Although Providence was my first, Marquette, it just meant a lot. It was an up and down game, and uh, it was a game that I felt like it was really important. Although we already were Big East champs, we were playing for seeding at
Yep.
that point, and like as Coach Tino said, and just the way that the whole game just went about, and yeah, even a moment where I thought that uh, we were gonna lose when I lost the ball out of bounds, and we just found a way to just keep digging in and keep digging in and just found a way to win as we've done all year, and yeah, it just meant a lot. The stakes was higher at that point. It was for seeding, like I said, and it,
You
it was
always
it
you
was
always
a
wanted to
pretty
hit that Steph
iconic.
Curry, right?
It was a pretty iconic shot that I hit it the same way. I
Yep.
won in Providence, and
Right.
I went to the crowd. Obviously, we already know the night. So it was a pretty special moment.
Yeah. Always a good one. Last season, 14.7 points per game, 8.1 rebounds per game, 1.4 blocks per game. Improved from 4.3 points per game and 3.1 rebounds per game sophomore year. Aside from personal success, you helped St. John's as the captain of the team win 31 games. You won the Big East. You won the Big East tournament. You won a game in the NCAA tournament. You weren't born for a long time. The last time three of those accomplishments happened. That season, I mean, are you able to understand how significant it was? And, What do you take from that season into this off season as you guys get ready for next year?
Um, yeah, I said it previously that I was kind of obsessed with winning, obviously, and when we have a 31-5 record, especially undefeated at home, and just being uh having Madison Square as your home gym, and having the Johnnies fans just almost sell out every game, and just showering you so much love and excitement. It brings jitters, obviously, and like I said, man, it's something that we could take in for this next upcoming season for the rest of these new guys that have come to this program just to win and learn, under Coach Pitino. So it's gonna be a special year, and I'm blessed to have this one more chance to kind of lead this new group, of guys. And I'm sorry, what was your other question?
Um, what do you kind of take from all that success into the off season? Yes, it's I'll lead into kind of the next thing. People are saying, "Oh man, how is St. John's going to do better than that?" It's really hard to do better than 31-5. It's an insane season, but I think it's a change in mindset. It's not necessarily about the number of wins, but obviously there's a goal of a national title. Are you hungrier, angrier, solely focused on a national title now that you guys, got a little bit of a taste of success? I'm talking about an NCAA tournament victory.
We're all here to essentially be a national champion. That's why we're here, and that's why this team was made. But I think it's really important that we just stay level-headed. Just take it one game at a time. I think that's how we've achieved success. We're a really gritty team last year. We all played for each other, and I think that's something that is going to be really imperative, especially in this off season, that we get to learn each other. Learn each our characters, our abilities on the court, and just shape our team, especially offensively, and defensively is going to come as well, especially while you play under Coach Pitino. So it's going to be really important that we all just play as a team, and like I said, I've said it previously. Just know that we're coming here for one main goal, and all individual goals aside, we all want to be a national champion, and Coach Pitino knows exactly what it takes to be at that level. So there was a couple guys on our last year's team, more than a couple that hasn't had a taste of the NCAA tournament, and some new guys as well that we recruited haven't really had too many opportunities to even play in the tournament as well. So it's going to be, like I said, really important that we get to mold, as a team pretty early on in this off season, and just show everybody what we could do this year.
Speaking of personal, in the transfer portal era, this NIL era, every fan always wonders if guys will come back. Coaches will always say, we first have to re recruit our own players, start getting new ones after. For you, from the outside, the fans kind of always expected you to come back, but the NBA did come calling. There were a few calls to you asking to, hey, come test the NBA waters, come to the NBA combine. Ultimately, you decided to forego that opportunity, come back to St. John's, play your senior year in Queens for Rick Pitino. Where was your mindset in that decision? So many players love the allure of the NBA, hearing from agents, hearing from scouts, seeing where they stack up. Why didn't you think you wanted to do that and instead just focus on your senior year?
Yeah, I just felt like there was a lot of areas that I had to improve on, and then that I know for a fact that I am going to improve. Just off season, and I knew that I could go test, but I just wanted I didn't want to be one foot in, one foot out, and just have any doubts of my full commitment into the draft. So that's why I ultimately decided to just come back. I had a talk with my family, and we just ultimately decided to just take this off season and get better. And what better way to go out than in the end to be a national champion? And it's not easy. It's easier said than done. But
Sure.
when you have Coach Pitino and the rest of the staff and what we were able to accomplish this last year, I felt like just piggybacking on that and just having one more go around was going to be really special, especially just being here, being in Johnny's Nation, having one more, just have playing more games in the MSG and the fans, the excitement was a big part of the decision as well. And like I said, I knew that I knew some things, I knew some of the things that I had to work on. So that's what I'm taking this off season to do that and just really improve and just make sure that when I'm ready, I'm 100% committed into doing that.
Coach Pitino had you in a lot of your new teammates' workouts this offseason, whether participating or watching. Ian Jackson, Dylan Mitchell, Joson Sanon, Dylan Darling, Ozziah Sellers, who put on one of the best offensive performances in Coach Pitino's workouts with you guarding him, were some of the things that really stood out. Zuby, you were working out with Ozziah, and I heard that Ozziah put on a show. So, I mean, we're talking about like the defensive big man, and I don't know if how cooked you got, but apparently he wasn't really missing. But Zuby, what does it mean to you that Coach Pitino wanted your input on all of these guys who they were recruiting and kind of bringing in to build around you?
It means a lot. It just shows trust and is mutual trust. I played with him. I played under him for 2 years, and just being the leader, of the team, the captain. It means a lot to for him to kind of just get my input. And I loved every single person that I've seen, and I know that we're gonna have a pretty astonishing year again. So, but yeah, they're all great players. Guys with that are not only talented, but have a great character as well, which was some that were recruiting as well. I got to meet their family. I got to, sit down and go to dinners with them. I've got to, work out with a couple of them as well. And, just all talented, offensively. And that's something that we were kind of, that's something that we're kind of, just looking for, in the transfer portal, and something that we brought. So the biggest thing for us right now, is getting to know each other, like I said, and just coming together defensively. We're the number two defensive, team in the
Yep.
country for a really long time. And as you can see, defense is something that travels on the road, at home, and is something that just wins you a lot of ball games. So that's something that is going to be really imperative for us.
Ian Jackson was arguably the biggest splash of the transfer portal when he committed to St. John's. Coach Pitino has said that he's getting the keys to play point guard. You saw Danis Jenkins be that leader that figured out when to make a bucket or when to get his teammates involved. In what you have seen so far in the workouts and talking to Ian, what do you think St. John's is getting in a player like that who, is probably one of the most coveted guys in the portal?
Just somebody that's really athletic. Obviously, could shoot the heck out of the ball as well, and really talented guy. He brings media coverage. Being from New York, obviously, so he's really I know that he's really special for him and his family as well. Just being from the city, just playing at St. John's, and just bringing the moxie, as you could say, to Queens. So I know it's going to be special for him. It's probably going to be a challenge, and I'm just keen to see how he just overcomes them. Just switching more to a natural point guard role, and I've seen him work out, and I know that he's more than capable of doing it. So, and especially when you have Coach Pitino behind you, and the player development workouts, there's no way you don't come here and get better. So I know that for a fact he's gonna have a really special year, and I'm really excited to see what he brings to the table.
Coach Bob Walsh said how excited the staff is to have Bryce Hopkins and Dylan Mitchell to pair with you and the versatility it provides. I know you only saw the visits and the workouts really so far. You guys are getting together in about 2 weeks. From what you know and from what you've seen so far in their play styles, how do you feel like you guys are going to complement each other with, Dylan, who's a hyper sick athlete, Bryce, sophomore year at Providence was all Big East and somebody that was one of the best players in the conference.
I think we're going to complement each other pretty well. I feel like we're all guys that could switch 1 through 5, guard the ball really really well, and like you said, you brought it up. Just Dylan being just a freak athlete. In transition, just giving him the ball and just him being able to make plays. Same thing with Bryce. Just a guy that could attack downhill with his physicality and just kind of impose his will in the basketball game with the rebounding and everything. And the like I said, the switching 1 through 5. So it's going to be a really special year. I think that we could all complement each other pretty well. We could all play multiple positions, and still be successful. So I'm really excited, especially for this off season, to get to know both of them a little bit better, get to know them as a person, and just have one great year.
You brought up a few things so far about the mentality that it's going to take for this team to succeed. Coach Walsh said it's about sacrifice. Guys are going to have to sacrifice personally for the betterment of the team. That winning culture, that being addicted to winning, like you said, you're the captain of this team. How do you convey that to the new guys who are coming in that, you are going to have to sacrifice a little bit to get to the bigger goal here? And I know that that's something that, Coach Pitino talks about, playing for the name on the front of the jersey and the back will prosper.
It's just really, everybody comes here, and when you come here, you just want to be successful, and the biggest way to achieve success, especially individually, is just winning. You gotta win at a high level, and I think that winning just creates a lot of opportunities for the rest of the guys. So yes, there will be some sacrifices made. I can't tell you who has to make the sacrifice. But in order to be a great team, everybody has to make some sort of sacrifice in some sort. And not everybody's gonna play the minutes that they want. Not everybody's gonna, just get everything handed to them as they would hope. You're just gonna have to come down here. You're gonna have to put in the work, and it's gonna be hours and hours of work, with the player development sessions, the weight room, the long practices, and especially with the coaching staff getting on your butt sometimes. But it's going to be a challenge. But you just have to stay mentally, just focused at what's at hand and what's the main goal. Like I said, and it's really just winning. The staff and the coach Pitino especially just wants what's best for each and every one of us. And like I said, they're going to hold everyone accountable. Doesn't matter, the freshmen, the new guys, myself included, is going to be held accountable to as everyone else is. So just coming here is going to just know that it's going to be a challenge. There's going to be ups and downs, but you have to be willing to just stay level headed and overcome those challenges.
There's a lot of questions about, obviously the new guys that are coming in, but more so learning for these guys. When you think back to your first year under Coach Pitino, how difficult was it to learn the system? And, in year two, you become a starter and a captain. How much did things change for you as far as assignments from year one to year two? How important is Sadiku, Lefty, and Ruben going to be in this process for the incoming guys? Like I said, guys that know what's expected. But, when trying to pick up what Coach Pitino is going to be teaching for the new guys, how much of that is a learning curve? How difficult is it? And, did you notice a big difference from year one to year two?
Yeah, there was a big leap, especially for me. from year one to year two. Obviously, not just with my skill set that I was able to show a lot more of this past year, but my growth as a person, as a leader, to the rest of the team as well. But um, I'm keen to really see, the new guy, sorry, Ruben Prey and Lefty and Sadiqu's jump as well, which I know that he's going to make a good solid jump as well this next year. I think is really going to be important that the lefty and Ruben, just grow more as a person and be more vocal. It was kind of tough, and I know especially for them, just coming into the states and coming to a program like this and being vocal, especially as freshmen, but they've gotten to learn a lot, especially in 1 year of what it takes to achieve success at this level, and especially they've learned a lot from Coach Pitino and the staff, and it was hard for me, especially in my first year at St. John's. I mean, more than any person, Coach Mass, man, he was on my butt like a lot, and just to see where I've grown from that year to this past year is just a testament to my character and just staying level headed and just awaiting my opportunity and just staying ready for when I had the opportunity and I was able to produce and I was really proud of that. So I'm really excited to see their growth, on the court as well as as a person, and because I know that he's going to be really I think that is going to be a good thing, especially for the new freshmen and then some of the other new guys, just coming in as well.
All right, big question as we're about to wrap up. You brought up off season, the work, what we're working on. You keep saying, I know what I had to work on this year. I knew where my deficiencies were. When the season ended and you met with Coach Patino and the staff, did you guys start talking about goals and improvements for next season? If so, what was the Zuby Ejiofor goal for this offseason since April that you've been working on? You're in Vegas right now, getting ready. Eric Dixon is there with you. David Jones, former Johnny, was there. Kaman Maker, who's now with DePaul, were there. What are you working on with Team Impact? When you're not there, what have you been doing since April? Where's the area of focus to get better?
On the first thing is just getting stronger, just improving on my body a little bit more. Then obviously the biggest thing for me was my shot. Um, I wouldn't say that I had a problem. I showed some flashes, obviously, this past year, just from that sophomore year to the junior year. But the biggest thing for me is just my shot and just shooting it with confidence. And I know that when I shoot it with confidence, that I'm able to just knock it down at a pretty high clip. So my main thing right now that I'm really working on, my shot, my IQ, my ball handling, everything. There's always room to improve in all sorts of areas of your game. So that's what I'm here for. That's why I'm here, and I'm here training, and I'm really excited. Like I said, I've said it a lot. I'm really excited for this off season. Can't wait to get back on campus and just start the whole process again. It's a long, long process, but it's worth it, and that's something that I'm really going to tell the rest of the guys. Just to just to be ready. That is going to be a really, really great year, but it's going to take time. It's going to take a lot of effort for the rest of the guys as well. So everybody just got to come in with one mindset and be ready to hoop.
That's the message to the players. Zuby Ejiofor, he's the captain of your St. John's Red Storm. Zuby, what's the message to the fans, to Johnny Nation, as you get ready to head to campus to start a new season that's definitely going to be filled with expectations, hopefully many more wins, hardware, and that national championship? Zuby, what's the message to the fans?
I would just say that just be ready. Obviously, we're pretty bummed out that we couldn't just go as far as we were to hope that last year. But all in all, you just reminisce about the good times and what we accomplished that past year because it was a really special year. But we have a lot more in stock. We got some 6, 7 or more new guys that's ready to put in the work and just piggyback on what we did last year. I can't promise that we're gonna bring you guys 31 wins again, but we're gonna do our absolute best to match that and exceed that as well, and just bring more championships down here to Queens because you guys have been more than deserving of a winning program. So really excited. We appreciate you guys' support as always, and I can't wait to go back to a packed Madison Square Garden and bring you guys more victories.
He's the captain of the St. John's Red Storm, absolute fan favorite, one of my guys, and really appreciate Zuby taking some time with us and catching up on the off season, his journey, and what's about to come. Zuby, best of luck this summer. Can't wait to see you back on campus and see how far you could lead St. John's. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Thank you.
Johnny Nation, thank you as always for listening. We'll be back throughout the summer as well. Appreciate you guys, and we'll catch you next time.